Hi guys, welcome to today's video. It's extra footage from last week's repotting. There's some Hoya in there and there's some few other things. I filmed it, so I'm going to upload it because otherwise it was a massive waste of time. This is repotting plants in the potting mix that I made because the anthurium that I repotted last week, I just repotted in its original potting mix and leca. So yeah, I thought I'd show that, and also just a few little tips on making repotting a bit easier. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that. Right, I have got some plants I want to repot. They actually don't really need repotting, but or maybe they do. Maybe they do. But I've got these pots, so they were just sat in like that. I didn't like it. So I'm just going to pot them up properly in these. These are great pots, I'll link them below. They've got drainage and they come with a little saucer and they're pretty cheap. So one thing you can do, if you're using normal house plant potting soil and you're not really sure what you're doing when it comes to potting up, what you can do is put the pot in like that, sort of hover it where you want the plant to sit, and then just fill in the edges. This works best if you use damp soil, it won't work in dry soil. It's not going to work now. It's not going to work now, but you know, it is a technique that is helpful. This one's a little bit less messy, especially if you've got plants that's really root bound. So I mentioned peace lilies don't really like being repotted, or they can take offence. You can do this, fill in the pot. It's a bit messy, but to be perfectly honest, the whole affair is messy. This also works when you're planting, if you buy plants for outside. That's my aero garden again. Wanting to get in on a bit of attention. So we've got this, looking beautiful, and then you just, theoretically, you pull that out and then you're left with the perfect little hole, and then you can just pot round in. If the Syngonium had played properly and all the soil hadn't just fallen off, that would have worked really well. But as you can see, it really didn't. Right, there's one pot done. I know, right, technically this is a little bit big, but it's quite a thick, airy mix, so it'll be fine. Next we've got a Hoya australis lisa. This is 4 cuttings, which aren't looking great. The roots are looking fine though. So I just want to check they're not. No, they're not. Sometimes they're wrapped in like a coir plug thing. Gonna do the same thing. Oh, that barely fits. I'm not going to do the same thing. It's going to pop it in. And then just infill around the edges. So this was quite dry, and I'm hoping that, as you can see, it's not doing very well. I'm just hitting it to make sure there's no air pockets on the sides, which there is. Right, you'll do. This is a Calathea macchiata. That may not be how you say it. Keep all these. If you grow veg, these are great for potting on. And I just keep them anyway because they're great for cuttings. Once they get a bit older, if you're giving cuttings away to friends, it's just something to put them in that hasn't cost you anything. I'll have a shed full. It also means after a while, you only have to buy, if you put everything in leca, you only have to buy the outside, the cash bows, the pretty ones, which are much which are much nicer to buy anyway. Rather than having to spend all your money on net pots, which are boring, you can just use old nursery pots. Oh, he's got barely any roots. Oh yeah, you can see he's spending all his time forming these little bulbs. And you'd think he would, because it's too big for him. If you had just a regular houseplant potting mix, he would probably end up being overwatered. But because This is an airy mix, and I'm not an overwaterer. I'm hoping it'll be fine. Right, where was I? Repotting this. Right. This Hoya. This is a Hoya Bella. No, it's not. It's a Hoya Carrii Variegata. And it's got decent roots, but it's 2 cuttings, and it seems to have just not taken particularly well. So I've taken off, so it comes with this weird plug thing. I've taken most of it off, but there's a bit left. So I'm just gonna try and get some of the old soil in there. Now again, if you're an overwaterer for Hoya, you may want something with a bit more drainage. You can either put more perlite in, or you can add some cactus potting mix. You really don't want to stay in, do you? Right. But as I say, I just use this, and I'm just careful not to overwater. Now you don't want to compact the soil. Oh God, what the hell is that? Oh, I think you just grew weird. But I've sort of pressed it down a bit just because I want the roots to have contact with the soil, but also it props it up a bit. So this is, it was sold to me as a Skindapsus blue form. I'm not actually sure what the roots are like on this one, so I'm just going to take off the hanging bit and have a look. Oh, it's got a gorgeous new growth point there. And you can see the roots come down the bottom. Yeah, he's on his way to being root bound. It's got quite a lot of dead roots in there. Something shiny in there. And you can see there, this is a cutting. There's probably a couple in there. I'm only taking all the... Oh, that's a whole separate little pup. Cute. I'm only taking all the soil off because I want to separate them out. I don't want to... I'm still going to pot them up together, but I just want them separate. Oh, that was the one I looped it around. I have actually taken cuttings of these. It's just so long. But I will at some point probably grow it up, because I think these look like the sort of leaves that might, as it matures, that will get fenestrations in. So we will have to see. So I'm just going to put some soil in there. Probably too much. And then not there. Not on there. And then just fill it in. Again, this is just an odd nursery pot. I know it doesn't look great, but I always tell myself when I'm rich, I buy everybody beautiful pots and everybody will look incredible. There we go. So next up, I'm gonna give this a quick rinse. I wouldn't normally, but I really should. So, and then I've got a Hoya Bella here. That's I don't know what happened to this. I mean, it's bloomed and it's been really healthy, but it's just, I don't know what it's potted in. It looks to just be pure Hoya, but then I can't tell what's Hoya and what's just overgrown roots. So again, we've got a couple. Right, let's have a look. Watering it is a nightmare because it just doesn't stay watered. mean, that is just... These are roots, and they look pretty healthy. Oh yeah, it's in one of those weird plug things, but it looks as though I think I would probably just damage it more by trying to get it out, because obviously like the roots are getting through fine. So I'm just gonna, well, soil it all over the floor now. I love the look of hanging plants when it comes to actually having them in your house. They're a pain, like watering them. It's alright if you've got a lot of time to devote, or you want to devote a lot of time. You know, if you're a bit of a helicopter parent, then it's fine, but it just stresses me out a bit. That really doesn't want to like assimilate with the rest of the soil. So what I think I might do, no I won't, I was going to soak it because that helps, but I think because it was so dry in the middle, even though I didn't water it that long ago, I think I watered all of these like a week ago. I'm hoping the roots will just sort of grow up by themselves. And then I'm just left with this one, which I think it's root bound just because of how quickly it dries out. Again, it's in something really dense. So I think he will like being repotted. Whoa. Oh yeah, see he's looking good. He's not wanting to come out. God, he's really not wanting to come out. There we go. Okay. So he's gone up quite a decent amount, but he's also quite root bound. So, oh, that's like, it's like split right in half. How strange. I don't know why I found that so fascinating, but I really have. So is he going to stay together? Yeah. So I'm just going to pull that. Pop that on. Try and pop him a bit more towards the middle. It's too much. It's just too much. I think it's just because of the way they grow when they're hanging. But I've sort of popped them on this side a bit. I mean, he may not want to grow like that. That's really up to him. I have absolutely no idea where these are going to go, because all my bookcases, well, they're shelves. All my shelves that I use for plants have grow lights on them, and they're in quite dark spaces. And obviously, a grow light is going to struggle to cover him, so I don't know where he's going to go. But he's quite well established, so like if he starts growing smaller leaves, that's really not something that is going to bother me. Right, so that's all the plants I wanted to repot. So I hope that was entertaining in some way, or interesting or useful. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.